Several inches of snow this afternoon.
Seems like 1 to 3 inches is probably going to be the most common outcome.
Colby Newman with the National Weather Service in Portland says the heaviest snow will likely happen during the afternoon commute around 4 o'clock. And with the temperatures now below freezing, warming centers are open in Multnomah County. Portland has overnight emergency warming shelters run by Transition Projects.
Everyone is welcome to come inside. You can bring your dog, another animal, you can bring your pet, you can bring a cart. We want you to come inside and be warm and be safe.
Advocates say many of Portland's 1,700 people living on the street will choose the cold over a shelter for any number of reasons, but Transition Projects wants them to know they don't have to. 970 weather, snow picking up around 4 this afternoon. A winter weather advisory will be in effect for the Portland area. From FM News 101, I'm Dave King on Freedom 970.
Beautiful weather lulls and dulls our sense of worry. We're one call to 125 away from your roof becoming our roof. RoofLifeOfOregon.com.
Thinking about retirement? Well, think about this. According to the Social Security Administration, the average monthly government benefit for a retired worker is $1,369. Can you live your retirement dream on less than $1,300 a month? Well, most of us can't. That's why so many people trust financial engines to help them plan for a retirement that they can look forward to. Our one-on-one approach means that we'll talk with you, not at you. If you already have a retirement plan, we can help make sure it's the right one for your situation. And if you don't, well, we'll work together to start one, and we'll be there to help keep it on track. Don't rely on just Social Security for your financial future. Get a personalized retirement plan working for you today. Go to financialengines.com and schedule an appointment with your local Financial Engines advisor. That's financialengines.com.
This is Eric Peterson with Financial Engines in the Portland, Vancouver area. Let's talk about the financial goals that are important to you, and together we'll develop a plan to help make them happen. Call me at 855-718-5100 or visit financialengines.com.
At Elite Care, couples stay together. Here's Bill Reed and his wife Lydia Lumberg, founders of Elite Care.
We can't understand how people can be separated. It isn't in our DNA. I mean, when you've lived with someone for 40 or 50 years, you live with it for better or for worse. It's not what the facility says.
The one couple that moved in, she had early onset Alzheimer's, and he was her caregiver, and they were very active, and then he had a stroke. If it hadn't been for Elite Care, they would have been separated because she could not have functioned. She would have had to go to a locked unit, and he needed other care that a locked Alzheimer's facility doesn't provide. So they were able to stay together very successfully. They both got the care they needed. So it's a great way to take care of each other without the caregiver wearing themselves out.
It allows for life continuity. You live together, but someone is there to help you.
Find out more at EliteCare.com.
Hi, it's Jewel and Kelly Pickler. Lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer of women. So we've joined the American Lung Association's Lung Force because it's going to take a force of women to create new hope. Please join us. Fight lung cancer in women at lungforce.org.
You're listening to Brian Kilmeade on Freedom 970, Portland's right place to talk.
Took in Nicholas Cruz and how there were no signs to miss. As far as they knew, the kid lost his mother and they did a good thing. and ends up they were housing a mass murderer. Joining us now, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, whose congressional district, when he was a member of the House, did encompass that area. Colonel, what could you tell us about Parkland? I mean, it looks idyllic. The numbers show it's the 85. It's safer than 85% of the cities in America.
Look, Brian, it's good to be with you. Parkland, Florida is like a gem of Broward County. It's located on the far northern end, right before you go into Boca Raton. Upper scale neighborhood and area. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas is one of the premier high schools down there in Broward County. I have spoken to the Army ROTC cadets there at Stoneman Douglas High School on several different occasions. And
you might have spoken to him.
Well, no, that was like 7 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would have been a little bit a while ago. But it was just incredible that something like this would happen in that area. But listening to that clip of those individuals that brought him in, they're not psychiatrists. They don't have any mental health background. So they really don't have the ability to make any type of assessments. What we have to be concerned about are the indicators and warnings that the FBI received. The fact that the Broward Sheriff's Office had been called to, complaints in homes where Nicholas Cruz has stayed on countless occasions. The fact that he was kicked out. He was expelled from Stoneman Douglas High School because of aberrant behavior. So there are so many things that were not followed up on, so many dots that were not connected. And sadly, it led to the death of 17 individuals and the wounding of 12 others and a permanent scarring for who knows how many.
You have guns, Colonel?
Yes, I do have guns, and I do have 2 AR-15s, and I do have an AR-15 carbine.
Now,
So,
are you comfortable? A couple of things. If you were in charge, if you wanted to make sure this didn't happen again, one element is school security, not just so they're not targets. I get that. But number 2 is looking at the background checks. Nicholas Cruz shouldn't have passed it. However, he wasn't arrested. But if you put police reports on that, he would never have gotten that. No gun owner wants this blood on their hands. So, but yet there was no reason to call the sheriff. So how do we fix this?
Well, that's the point. I think that we have to start looking at, do we document instances where police are called to certain residences and complaints are filed about individuals? Of course, now you have to be careful about the nature of those complaints. But you're right, Nicholas Cruz should not have been allowed to have a firearm. Just the same as the assailant in the Sutherland Springs shooting was given a dishonorable discharge from the United States Air Force. He was also convicted of domestic abuse. Those are 2 questions that are on the BATF form 4473, that when you go to purchase a weapon, you have to fill out that form. That's part of your background check. And that information is
mistake by the military. They're not reporting that domestic abuse. He never got the gun, and in theory, he doesn't get an illegal gun, and it doesn't happen. But the other thing is, with Nicholas Cruz, if you just have police come to your house 39 times, if you got tossed out of school 2 times, if you got in a physical fight 4 times the semester before while your mom was still alive, let alone dead, but nothing's on the criminal record. Are you for putting police report activity on criminal records? Because I'm getting pushback because people say sometimes you have a domestic abuse situation or a kid with asthma, and the police have to come to your house and a police report is filed, and now you have to get that off your record. Now I can't get a gun because of something that's on my record, like a credit report. I say this should be on their record.
And that's why I say it's the nature of the
complaint.
If someone is coming to my house because the dog is barking too loud, you don't want that police report to go onto your record.
I hear it's
but I think
this
that
afternoon.
if it is something that is related to violent behavior, then yes. And this is where we're going to have to walk a very thin line here, and there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be nervous about this. Just the same as when you start talking about people taking, psychiatric medications or whatever, think about now all of a sudden veterans who are getting treatment for PTSD, how does that affect them? So this is something we have to be very careful, very precise on. But the most important thing is that when we look at this case, and when we look at many of these other mass shooting cases where we have had, the individuals that were on medications, that tells us that we are missing the boat on this mental health issue in the United States of America.
But where do we list it? And so if I have to if I have to harden the target, I can harden the school target, we'll get experts in there, and I'll have to invest. But if I want to harden the target on background check, and we all agree that you should have a background check because you'll pass it, and I'll pass it, and if I don't, and if I do have a domestic abuse, if I do have a situation where I'm getting in altercations, I'm not going to pass it. So how do we? Do you agree we should change the background check?
I agree that we should.